What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Why Won't You Die, a horror podcast. Q Reviews. We're doing it again live, man. Are you scared yet? Are you scared?
I'm a little scared. But the only thing I want to know, do you want to party?
It's party time. Love that, man. I was just telling you before we went live that anytime I see that skull pop out, that's our cue to just go crazy, man. I love this movie. Before we get into it, just because it's like I don't really think there was that much. And this is the thing, it's advertised as a horror comedy, but when I was watching it for the first time when I was a young kid, I just thought it was a horror movie. I didn't really see the comedy too much in it until you get older, I guess.
Yeah. This was scared the shit out of me. I ain't even kidding you. When I was little, and we'll get into it. Yeah. It was Tarman that got me.
Yeah, and it had one of the iconic zombies that I don't even want to say is like underrated. Like a lot of people talk about this zombie in particular in this movie, and I try to watch this movie once a year. You know,
me too.
It could be any time of year, to be honest, because I mean, our movie opens up with July 3rd, 1984. It's not Halloween time; it's summer. So like,
it's July 3rd, I believe.
Yeah. What does that tell you? I mean, that's kind of odd that we're thrown into a horror setting in summertime, man. I mean, which we're just ending. We're about a week away from fall, technically. You know, right in the middle of September.
Great time to talk about it.
Yeah. Starting to cool down. I got my little Pumpkin King hat right here.
Yeah, very nice corduroy. I see there. Nice touch there, bro.
Yeah.
Nice touch there, bro.
My fiance got it for me. The Pumpkin King, because I got to get my Jack Skellington on, and
I like it.
I'm drinking some pumpkin ale, man. So we're gonna crack it open.
It's tis the season, my dude.
Tis the season, bro. So
I'll drink with you on my thermos.
Yes, sir. Cheers, man, to the weekend. We're doing it live on a Friday night, guys. Thank you all so
much.
Yeah, we got Q Reviews in the building. Once again, this is my co-host, man, my partner in crime when it comes to this horror shit. We've already reviewed, some big ones, and then, some hidden gems, so to speak. I don't know if I would call them gems. I always go back to that Doom Asylum. Is that a gem? I don't know.
Oh, that's a gem, bro. Okay, come on. You ain't seen Doom Asylum. You're not living life right. You know what I'm saying? Go watch Doom Asylum. Yeah, it's so bad. You'll love it.
It's so bad it's good. It's so bad it's good.
I love that one. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah, dude. So if you guys like horror podcasts and just everything horror, let us know in the chat. We are doing it live once again. If you guys listening to audio, make sure on whatever streaming platform, is it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you guys leave us a 5-star review. We would gladly appreciate it. Or if you guys are watching us here on YouTube, which the benefits of YouTube, you get to see our beautiful faces. Q and I. What's up? And make sure to hit that big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel where we do these episodes here on the Flix Talk channel. So that being said, we got some people in the chat. We got Rob Makes the Cut. What's up? Also, let us know your first time you saw The Return of the Living Dead from 1985. Man, that's a special year for me. That was the year I was born. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's why I always remember the year of this one. We got Britt Airgood in the building. What's up, Britt? We got Cleon in the building. What's up, my friend?
What up?
Yeah, we got James in the building. James Leonard. Yeah, we got Ralph. Ralph also too. So we'll be reading your questions along the way. We got Braxton coming in from Louisiana. Shouts out Louisiana in the building.
Shout out to you, man.
Yes, sir. We got he's already quoting the movie. Not a bad question, Bert.
Yeah.
And we'll get into the comedy aspect of it, because it's like that unintentional humor, I guess. But once again, you don't really know it until, I guess, you get older, where it's kind of slapsticky. But I don't know. I rewatch this movie all the time, and it's over the top, but it's like we're dealing with people that are finding out that zombies exist for the first time. Like, wouldn't you be kind of like baffled?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm just thinking my reactions along the way, and they are a bit, especially the main guy. Is it Frank? Yeah, the main guy, Frank, with Freddy. He is so over the top, bro. He is so damn over the top. I want to say he was a seasoned actor. I don't know much of his work. We'll get into some of the, characters and cast and whatnot. But I think he was a very, very seasoned actor. And Freddy was also in a nightmare. I'm sorry, a Friday the 13th movie, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's Tommy. He was Tommy
plays
in
Tommy.
part 6. Yeah, the one who
Did
killed
you do
Jason.
the movie with him, or was that someone else? He wasn't part of you guys.
My friend did 2 movies with him. He did Friday 13th Vengeance Part 1 and 2 with him, and then I think he did another one with him, Fall of Camp Blood. But I don't think Tommy was in that. So I know he did 2 with him.
Okay,
for
because
sure. I haven't met Tommy yet.
Okay, sorry about that. Because I think I've seen a couple of the fan films with him in it, and I'm like, oh damn, they got him back. Like that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yep. They got
so
him.
you got some notable people in here, which we'll go over. But this movie, man, when was the first time? I always got to ask. When was the first time? You're a little older than me. When was the first time that you saw The Return of the Living Dead from 1985?
We're talking Return of the Living Dead tonight, son. Yeah.
Let me know all your
first
thoughts.
time I see. Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't tell me it was your grandma.
I think this one, it probably has to do with my grandma, but like I think we had rented this one from the video store, and then I was such in love with the poster because I never seen a poster like that. It had like punk rock zombies on the cover, you know what I'm saying? And they get spray painted their tombstone. I've never seen that. So like I was highly intrigued with that. I still have that poster. The original 1985 poster over here in my back cave. I wish I can show it, but I'm live. So like that's one of my favorite posters of all time. So I remember seeing it on videotape, and I remember it remembering it scaring the shit out of me because at the beginning it says, so I'm a kid, it's like 1985, so I'm maybe around 9 years old, and it said based on a true story. You know what I'm saying? This is based on true events. So back then, I believed. I'm like, what? Like dead people really came back from the grave? And then I was already off of the Dawn of the Dead before that, and I was kind of scared of that one too because it was just so, you know what I'm saying? We talked about that. It's like when the zombies were in the projects and they were all blue and shit. It kind of freaked me out. These dead people come back to life. So yeah, I seen it on videotape, and it freaked the shit out of me, bro. Like it freaked me out because I looked on the back, you see Tarman and shit. Like you see a picture of like what is that? Yeah. And then you see him in a movie, bro. Like, yo, that shit was scary as hell, bro.
We'll talk about
I remember seeing that one on videotape and watching it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I just felt more and more in love with it.
Until you wore that tape out, huh?
Yeah, I warped Return of the Living Dead. I wore that tape out. I let the tape rock till my tape pop, son. Yeah.
I think for me it had to have been in my teenage years because there was a lot of movies that I saw with my dad in particular. My mom would never let us watch the horror movies. And if we did, we watched them on TV, and they were like the edited for TV versions, which are the worst. You know, like USA would always have USA Network would always have those damn edited Jason X movies or whatever, you know, just like the worst. And I'm tired of these mother flipping snakes on this mother Friday train. Man, the terrible is terrible, bro. But I want to say, somewhere in my teenage years or preteen, like 13, 14, I had seen it on DVD, and it really stuck to my ribs, man. It was like one of those where I had never seen it before. Like at this point, I had already seen Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, which I have on my my wall, which someone also mentioned in the chat is they love the 78 version. But this one like flipped it. This one flipped it with like, I think it's because of the rise of the punks. They really wanted to incorporate inner city youth with this zombie aspect. And I think they did it perfectly, mainly because of the acid rain aspect, which we'll get into. I love that. I love that because it's very simple. You're just talking about you're just talking about the atmosphere, science, or stuff that's around you every day, and you're like, wow, they made a horror plot out of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Reanimating bodies that way I thought was pretty genius, and then it became a tradition for me to watch at least once a year.
Yes. So it's so freaking fun. That's this movie. It's fun and it's scary at the same time. Like I said, I was scared of this movie at first because like I was scared of Tarman because I never up to that point I seen the creep show zombie. Where's my cake? He came through. That was a scary cemetery zombie. Dawn of the Dead, they kind of look like regular people. On Night of the Living Dead or in Dawn of the Dead, they kind of look like regular people. But Tarman was something I've never seen before.
Wow.
And it freaked me out. It's like, as soon as he popped out, it was like, brains. And he had that crazy, you know what I'm saying, crip walk and shit. Like, yeah, I was truly scared of that movie. Yeah, I was truly scared of Tarman, bro. Like, I don't know what that is, but it's scary, it's slimy, it moves crazy, and it can talk. You know what I'm saying? And it was moving the crane to let the fucking the door up and shit. So it was highly intelligent too. Like I was it freaked me out. Like out of all horror movies, nothing really freaks me out. But Tarman freaks me out. Even though this is a horror comedy, but like Tarman.
He had a body frame like Snoop Dogg too, just really slender and thin and
it was like real slender. His rib cage and shit. They hired him on purpose. He moved crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, brains.
Oh, he was great though. Was cool. One of the most iconic, and that was pretty much just a selling point. I mean, they had it in the back of the VHS, like you said. Real quick, let's jump to the chat because Robert makes the cut is saying, I caught Return of the Living Dead on VHS back in the day as well. Cleon is saying, I love this movie. I saw it in '85 in the theater with a bunch of friends when I was 13. Bro, what I would give to be a teenager or preteen, go back in time and watch that shit with the theater audience for the first time ever.
Oh, that'd be fire,
yeah. James Leonard in the building saying, I watched this movie 2 days ago. It's part of my collection. Yeah. I think it's part of a lot of people's collection. And it recently just came out on 4K, which I have not upgraded yet. I have just one version on Blu-ray, but I need to upgrade to 4K, man. Especially for that trash scene. I mean, what?
Yeah. Trash scene naked. Yeah. The coochie dancing on some naked side curb grave dancing. Yes. Yeah. Sign me up, please. For trash. I was like, I think I'm a kid. I'm looking like, is she naked? Is she butt naked? Like, we don't usually see them all frontal butt naked. They're like,
by the way,
she's naked.
We had talked about that. I did rewatch it last night, and she is completely like, I paused it on that part, and I'm like, yeah, I see some anatomy, some female anatomy, which I don't know. We had this talk. Like, remember they used to show Bush, and we just got done watching Entity, where it was like
full Bush.
Yeah, it was like we're talking about like 3 inches of layered of bush, right?
The kid, it was the kid high top Bush. You know what I'm saying? That's how much Bush it was. Kid and play, man. And they hit him with that Bishop from Juice flat top on that mother. Yeah. Hey Q. Hey Q. That Bush was like that. So yeah, it was highly picked out. It was picked out to say.
Yeah, but this one they flipped it on us because I don't remember seeing clean shaven. You know, I don't even know what you call that. That's not Brazilian wax, is it? Or I don't know what you call it. But
I don't know. Whatever. Bald, right? It was bald and pale.
It was bald and everything, yeah. And you could see it. And I don't know how they got past the ratings board with that. But they were
it was pretty fat too. I mean, you know, back in the day, it was like, hey man, I know something's there. I ain't silly, you know what I'm saying? There's no blurred out. That's like a fat thing in my face, bro. You know?
Yeah. Definitely. I'm not mad at it too. I'm not mad at her. We'll get into the cast in a second, guys. Ralph Schmidt in the building saying this is perhaps my favorite zombie movie, his favorite zombie movie, which I can definitely overall. I mean, it's always a toss up with me. Dawn of the Dead, this one, Night of the Living Dead, like even the remake, the one which we definitely will talk about in the near future, the Dawn of the Dead. I'm sorry, Night of the Living Dead 1990 version, the Romero. Now I'm butchering it. The Tom Savini version with Tony Todd. Yeah, dude.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Those are those ones I'm always juggling. Like I'm always going to those, and I'm like scoring these like 5 out of 5. Like it's really hard to pick one. You know, I don't know, but I'm definitely there on board for this. So yeah, we got everybody on here. Thank you guys so much for showing up, and let's just get directly into the cast. So we have Clu Gulager as Bert Wilson. We have James Karen as Frank Johnson, Don Calfa as Ernie, Thom Mathews as Freddy, Beverly Randolph as Tina, Miguel A. Nunez Jr. as Spider. Wasn't Spider also in another Friday the 13th?
Yep, part 5. He was in Friday the 13th, part 5, The New Beginning. His name was Demon in that one, and then
Spider
his girl.
Demon.
Spider and Demon. Yeah, his girl had to go take a shit, and they sing this weird song like "Ooh baby, ooh baby." like because he ate enchiladas and shit, so he had to shit real bad. And of course, anytime you're out there seeing ooh baby with Jason, you know what I'm saying, you out of there. But I did enjoy his quick cameo in Friday 13th Part 5 as long as he was there, but he didn't last too long. But like, yeah, he was in this movie the same year.
I was gonna say,
Tommy.
I was gonna say, was he filming this movie the same year or on the same time because it was so quick and he looked exactly the same.
I think both him and Thom Mathews filmed it at the same time after they finished their movies. And Thom Mathews was in Part 6, so it's around the same time. Which is weird. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really cool.
Braxton saying, my mother introduced me to Return of the Living Dead when I was 12 years old. Wow. Shouts out to your mama, man. That's good parenting, I will say.
Yeah, that's good. That's well enough.
That's awesome.
You're old enough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got John Philbin as Chuck. We got Joel Shepard as Casey. Brian Peck as Scuzz. So which one was Scuzz? Is he the one that got the top of his head bitten by that zombie in the window? Remember? Like they ended up taking the zombie out, and she's like talking. She's like, "We crave brains." It's like half her torso.
Like to stop the pain. That might have been her. And then a piece of brain pop out her mouth. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I think that was Scuzz.
Yeah, that might be her.
Yeah. That might be we got Linnea Quigley, of course, as Trash, which she still does the dang Comic-Con circuit, right? As Trash, I guess.
Yeah. That was my boy was telling me. She still be there as Trash.
Yeah,
all the time.
And then we have one of my favorite characters as far as like some of his lines go, Mark Venturini, I'm sorry, as Suicide. This motherfucker. You think this is a costume? This is a way of life.
I love that. Life. Yeah.
That is like the most punk, like teenage angst thing I've ever heard someone say, bro, in a movie.
Yeah. He is the most punkish dude I've seen though, like in a movie too. He had the nose ring, the mohawk, you know what I'm saying, the spiky collars, the tight leather pants. He was punked out, bro. He was punked out.
Yeah, so we're thrown into July 3rd, 1984. Once again, we're in a warehouse, which I'm pretty familiar with. I work a warehouse for my day job. I work in a warehouse as a pretty much a production worker, and they kind of nailed it as far as the aesthetic of everything. And this is like something that there's a bunch of. Do they really explain what they do in the warehouse other than cataloging things? Because they're cataloging a lot of different things for the government and science projects. They got the half dog. They got all this stuff that they're just holding. It's just like a holding facility, it seems like. Yeah.
No, they don't ever really explain kind of what they do. I guess they're just holding things. Yeah.
Maybe drop it in the chat if you guys know. Yeah.
Cadavers, the dogs, frogs, and stuff for schools. I can think of. I don't know.
They talk about the cadavers, which you just said, which is a huge part of the reanimation project process, which I never understood. Why is he yellow?
Yeah.
I mean, does that happen to bodies? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was weird. He was like orange, just yellow. He was bright. That part was scary too. Like when he woke up and he had to hook things on his head, and just like before the credits come on, he just come alive once the smoke hit him, like, and he's shaking around and screaming like, like let me out and shit. That motherfucker sound crazy.
Let's speak about this opening credit scene because it is one of the most iconic for sure. You guys let us know your favorite parts, by the way, in the chat if you guys are watching with us live. So Frank tells a story, which it's once again, it's just this writing that you don't know whether to laugh or just be intrigued. Like I'm kind of sucked in the first time I watch it, but the more I watch this movie, it's just like funny. He's basically telling him that Night of the Living Dead from George Romero is based on a true story. That's basically what he's telling him. He goes, you know, he goes, you know that movie, Night of the Living Dead? He goes, yeah, that movie with the zombies. Yeah. He's all like, you know, whatever. Like, what is this guy going to tell me? He goes, you know, that's based on a true story, you know, and this is kind of when we get into our whole, and he goes, nah, get out of here, man. Come on, you know, and he starts letting them know about the army had pretty much accidentally, and this does happen, by the way, if you guys don't know, shipping yards or warehouses, they get sent packages all the time that either get sent back, or they don't get returned, or they go missing for whatever reason. They just mysteriously go missing. So in this warehouse, he's telling the story that they supposedly held on to some of this. I think it's actually here. I was reading about it. It's like a chemical agent or something. It has like a number. It has like a really interesting name. Do you remember that? It's like chemical dioxide 4 or 5 something, or trioxin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The drum, it's a military drum of toxic gas called trioxin. And he says that this is from the army. And he opens it up, and there's like a little cap on it. And then you see Tarman, basically. You see Tarman before he's Tarman. He's like he's got like a little, and he's like in a weird pose too, by the way.
Yeah, this pose, like he's always trying to get out and shit, like this, like give it a chance and fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out. Yeah, which I have a picture of, by the way. If you guys are watching on YouTube, definitely check it out if you guys aren't. I'm throwing up these images right now. Actually, he's going like this. I'm sorry. He's going like this because I'm looking at it on the screen. Yeah, it's like this. But it's basically him with the muscle structure, and it's before he gets, unrecognizable. So what happens is that Frank goes, Freddy goes, hey, man, are these things safe? And he goes, oh, yeah, U.S. grade or whatever. Boom.
Yeah, didn't fuck.
The shittiest drum I'd ever seen in my life, bro.
Yeah, like, and he just smacked it with a whole, because he like wiped it off with a whole roll of toilet paper. He didn't even like rip it off and shit. He just stick the whole roll.
Did you notice that when he did that?
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
I've never seen anyone do that with a whole piece of paper towel or whatever. Yeah,
paper towel, the whole roll, son. He's just like this, like, man, you ain't gonna rip that shit off, son, and wipe it off. It's gonna fucking, this thing look like it's like 100 years old. So like, guess the whole roll is gonna have to do.
The whole roll, man. That's a lot of thick layer of dirt and grime on that. That's Tarman juice on that bitch.
Yeah, Tarman juice and shit. Yeah, Tarman legacy.
So they get hit with this trioxin gas, which I can only imagine what it feels like when you ingest this shit. Which leads to the credits, and this is a killer theme song, man. Like, this is like some very synthy, but like dark and like a wannabe.
Yes, I love it.
Like a wannabe John Carpenter, but definitely like getting there, I liked it.
It's so good. I like it plays. It was when we were talking about doing this. It was been playing in my head all day. That theme,
really?
Beginning theme to Return Living Dead. I don't know. It's just good, bro. It's not like super like sweet, like you said, like a John Carpenter, but like it works for like a Return Living Dead. I don't know what it is. It's just like it's just building up. Like yeah.
No, I hear that, man. I don't know what it is either, but it's just it is one of those things that just definitely and that's good though. That's like perfect that something like that can do that, where because it definitely doesn't seem as polished as like a John Carpenter, like I said, but it's definitely like there. It's definitely getting there.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw the chat up.
It's not the Halloween theme,
It's definitely not iconic. Halloween.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it works for this movie. It's like it just works. It just fit in that pocket. It's really good. It's very well composed.
Yeah, Robert said it's catchy. Yeah, Rob in the chat says it's catchy. It serves its purpose. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all the bass and shit. It works.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they kind of lead to Tarman melting and whatnot. Then this gas gets released. The gas didn't get released yet. I'm sorry. Then we cut to our cast. Now, this has to be, our band of misfits, which I think is superb. I can't name another perfect punker group. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I can name another punker group immediately. Even when I seen it as a kid, I automatically like, oh, these people are fucking cool. They're like really, you know what I'm saying? They were the in crowd, even in '85. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh yeah, these people, they're really fucking cool. They about to go.
And they all look different. They all look like they got different swag.
Yeah, they do have different swag, from the black person to our main guy who's the super punk, and then you got the one nerdy looking guy, look like he escaped from the Chapman Under the Sea dance from Back to the Future. That guy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It was hell.
Yeah.
And then you had the girl next door, Tina, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, she the nice girl. She most likely is going to live. Then you had Trash. You just didn't give a fuck, bro.
That's
Sorry.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
was it just me, or I love Trash's attitude? Like, she was kind of
Yeah,
like,
me too.
she was like YOLO before YOLO, and then
Yeah.
when the zombies hit, then you could tell she was shitting bricks. Like, she's like, oh, wait a minute,
Yeah.
this is just a front.
Yeah.
I'm not like this.
Yeah. She was a bad actress in there again, but it worked. I just want a bunch of old man ripping my clothes. Remember when she said that line? She delivered it, but she
like, what are you
very
talking
boldly,
about?
but like, yeah, it was bad acting, but like, I love it.
Yeah, and then Spider is like, she's like, have you ever fantasized about dying? And Spider's like, I don't think about dying too much.
Yeah, like,
like,
I don't know what you are.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what you are, but like, no. I'm trying to live out here. Yeah,
I'm trying to live out here.
Grab this junk.
Yeah. Miguel Nunez as Spider was cool once again. It's always cool to have an eclectic, you know, just a diverse cast, I think, because you don't really see that too much in movies. And this one, like you had just said, everybody it looks different. Their style's a little bit different. The only ones that look similar, I would say, are Tina and then that nerdy type of guy. They kind of got the same like prep, like aesthetic. And then you got Trash and Suicide look like they're cut from the damn same cloth, you know?
Oh yeah, they cut from cloths. Yeah, Trash is a freak.
Yeah, and then
talk freaky. The first time she opened her mouth, she talking freaky. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah,
and Punk. So like, yeah, they're cut from the same cloth. I agree.
And then Spider is kind of like Punk, but also like got a Rick James like flair a little bit to him. And then that's kind of what I saw. And then
with the mullet.
Yeah, and then Scuzz is kind of like punker, just like a straight like punker, but also like a rebel. I think like there's like a part where he says something about like, I don't know, he says like something like rebellious, like oh yeah, they go, we're gonna call the cops or something like that. Someone says we're gonna call the cops, and he goes, no, don't call the cops, they're gonna come kick our ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, he already knows. He already been in that situation. But yeah, that was a cool band of cast that we got. So pretty much they come and they pull up, and they're gonna wait for Freddy. And Suicide says something that really stood out. He's like, oh, what a loser. He ended up getting a job or something like that. Like, loser, do you see what you guys are driving in? And like, he's trying to better his life so he's not like you guys. Basically.
Yeah. That's right. They were driving like a hearse or some shit. It was like a Cadillac. I don't even know what kind of car that was. What was it?
I don't know, bro. It had so much graffiti on it. I couldn't even tell what the hell it was. But
it was a hoopty for sure.
It was a hoopty, yeah. And it was like a convertible, I guess, because they do pull up the top, but the top like falls apart.
Yeah, during the rain.
Once the rain hits. Yeah, that's definitely like when Linnea Quigley, like you could tell like she's not built for this shit. You know what I mean? But they're waiting for Freddy, so they decide what all punkers do in this situation is to wait a couple of hours in the cemetery and party.
Yeah.
I mean, was that ever an activity you did when you were a teenager? I mean, you let me know.
No. I never partied amongst the dead. Like we have, ran through cemeteries when we were little and stuff like that, just playing around. But like we never just full out had like the 6-pack out, you know what I'm saying, by the graves and just, rocking out with the Bluetooth. No, I wasn't that crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Wasn't that crazy.
Yeah. Angel of Redemption in the chat saying they must have been in LA. Was this was not filmed. This was filmed in the East Coast, right? Or am I tripping?
I think so. In the East Coast. Hold on, let me turn off this water. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Let me look this up location real quick. That's a good question that you had asked because I don't really know the location of this movie. I didn't look it up. I know that it said in the movie, I think it was, oh, you're absolutely right. It's set in Louisville, Kentucky, but it was filmed in Burbank, Sylmar, and downtown LA in California. Oh, wow. I was born in Burbank. That's awesome. Okay. I mean, it had the aesthetic of like a Detroit or whatever, because when it said Kentucky, I was like, Kentucky looks like this? I don't know if you could hear me, Q, if you had your headphones still on.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, so the movie takes place in Louisville, Kentucky, but I've never been there, so I don't know what it looks like. But I actually looked it up. It is actually filmed in Burbank, Sylmar, and downtown LA in California. So all these locations are in California.
Dope.
So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, it's filmed in Burbank, California. Yeah, I guess based in Kentucky. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I remember seeing something about that. Yeah.
Like a lot of movies were filmed in like the Hollywood area or just LA area in general. Now everything's in Atlanta. No one wants to film in LA, or no one can. I think because the taxes are too high or something like that, or something with the tax, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how the shift of movies. I mean, shit, they filmed Halloween in I think in not oh man, Pasadena,
too, right?
Pasadena. That was in LA, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they had the do all the leaves and stuff, have people bring in to make it look fall.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
hit it with the air blower, the leaves and shit.
Yeah.
And then in the background you see a big ass palm tree. They ain't got that in fucking
you do see palm trees in Halloween. I think you do see them.
You do. No, when she's crossing the street right at the beginning with her books or whatever, Jamie Lee Curtis, she you see it in the background. You see a couple of them. And it's like, wait a minute.
They couldn't easily just like rotoscope that out back then. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
They had to
they couldn't hit that with the Warlock graphic in the back or nothing. Cover that
up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. So these punks are partying in the cemetery, and it seems like time passes, at least like maybe, because they say they have to wait 2 hours, right? So, by this time, it seems like Freddy and Frank are waking up from the gas, getting hit with that trioxin. And they are drenched in sweat. And I love the way this movie shows the progression of them getting whiter and just more like they look like they've had the shit kicked out of them, just like they're dying inside. Because I don't know what trioxin is. I got to look this shit up, but it looks like it could probably fuck you up.
Yeah.
I mean, look what it did to.
They look sick as hell, bro.
Look what it did to
that sweat
Tarman.
Was a great touch. You know what I'm saying? Like that drenched, being drenched with sweat was a great touch, because they seem really like sick and just wore out and just, for lack of a better word, dead.
Yeah. So there is actually a Wikipedia page for trioxin. I think it's I don't think it's a real thing, but it says trioxin, aka 245 trioxin. See, I knew there was a number. It's a chemical agent that has been the subject of a few zombie-centered documentaries.
Oh.
It's a yellow or greenish vapor caused by sulfurism, which makes the skin feel as though it were burning due to the toxicity of the chemical, causing nerve endings to fire at random. God damn. Whew. So and there's a whole damn page on this shit, dude.
Damn.
It was mentioned in this film, and then also in Return of the Living Dead 3, and in Return of the Living Dead Necropolis? What is it? Necropolis? What the hell is that?
Yeah, that's one of the later sequels.
Oh, I never saw that one.
What they got one called what was it?
Oh, Rave from the Grave too. They talk about it.
Rave from the Grave, yeah. I think that's the last one.
Okay, and these are all Romero's or no?
Yeah.
Are they all associated with Romero? Or no?
No, this one ain't even associated with Romero.
No, I know this one isn't, but like the other ones, are they at all?
Nope. No, because they got that lawsuit thing that of the Living Dead.
Oh, you're totally right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Romero got what, like Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead. I think the Living Dead.
Forget about that.
This is why they made this one, Return of the Living Dead, because they own the Living Dead part. So all the sequels after this was whoever the guy who came up with the term of the Living Dead. And that's why George Romero's was always like Day of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead is when they shared it. You know what I'm saying? But he never got his publishing rights to that. So that Night of the Living Dead is like what do you call that? When anybody can get access to it, I'm losing the nomenclature for it.
Public domain,
public access, public domain, public domain, So after that,
Cleon in the chat is saying, Flix, you should watch a horror movie in a graveyard for Halloween time. Boy, are you crazy? I ain't trying to summon no.
Yo,
man, I just saw
I'll be there with you live stream.
Shit, I just saw talk.
I'll be
to
there
me,
over
man.
live stream. I don't know. I'll be there with you personally and shit.
I ain't trying to conjure up no demons, man. Fuck all that. No, I'll leave that to the ghost hunters.
You heard Doja Cat?
What? She's all demonic. I know she's like all demonic now.
Yeah, they say she's demonic. I don't think she's demonic. She got a video right now that's I love though. Like it's like where my demons at? Yeah. Oh, it's dope though. Like she took inspiration from like Poltergeist and The Shining. She's like in the Shining bathroom and the fucking demon come out, and then she's the sleep paralysis demon on the wall, like all naked, like dum. It got Christina Ricci in it and shit. It's dope. I think it's dope. It's fucking cool.
Okay, cool. I might have to watch it.
I love it.
Since there's inspiration of horror movies, I might have to watch it now.
Yeah. Because they take literally, remember Poltergeist when the wood chairs when Carol Ann was spinning over there and the Poltergeist was spinning the chairs. She's in the video, like, you know what I'm saying? Like spinning all the chairs, putting all the shit out of the cabinet like that, like a demon and shit. Like, oh, well, that's obviously Poltergeist and The Shining. Wow. So, like, that's why I like the video and shit. I know it's a little off topic, but I think it's dope. I don't think it's demonic. I just think she's messing with people and shit. It's good. Oh, shit is dope, though. The video's cold.
Yeah. So I had asked the question, just kind of like, what's your favorite zombie movie? Angel of Redemption said, coming in from Twitch, is saying, yeah, for me, it's between Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead, the remake. Once again, another banger.
Dawn of the Dead, 78 Dawn of the Dead and 90s remake.
Yeah. Which a lot of people don't talk about. That 90s remake is
solid, bro.
Bro, no one talks about that one. What the fuck?
We got to talk about that one.
We got to do that one
now.
Right. We got a couple weeks till October. Mr. Cool in the building said, first zombie movie I saw, it freaked me out as a kid. This one here. Oh, that's awesome. Cleon said, I thought Leanna Quigley said it was a merkin, and she said, oh, she wasn't bottomless, or it's on the DVD commentary. Oh, so is it like not a prosthetic, but like she said it's a merkin. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. She looked naked to me, bro. That looked like full coochie.
Hey, she's definitely murking it. I mean, she's murking some. I don't know.
It seemed like she didn't care. Like, you know, that's the whole thing about it. Like, it is like she didn't care if she was naked or not. You know, she's been naked so many times. The Night of the Demons. You see Night of the Demons, right? Right, the one Night of the Demons.
Let me look it up. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's got a demon picture, like
oh no, that one I haven't seen. I think we were talking about that one. Yeah, because we were talking about that one, and then also Demons, the Argento one, right?
Oh, Demons. Yeah. Linnea Quigley's in Night of the Demons, and she got a pretty interesting scene with a lipstick container in her breast. Let's just let's just say that.
Braxton in the chat is saying that guy Scuzz, the guy that had the coat and the mohawk, he had a sex offense charge a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago? Damn. So he I can see it. He on the sex offenders left.
You said I could see it. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was intense, bro. Like,
yeah.
He always had that mean ass look on his face, like, nigga,
damn.
You know, I can do something to something.
Oh,
yeah.
He says Braxton also said that the guy who did the role for Suicide passed away at 96 from leukemia. Damn, you guys are dropping facts on me right now.
Suicide, yeah. Suicide was the guy with
the main guy. This is the way of life. The guy that was driving the car.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, I thought he had the sex charge. He didn't have a sex charge then, right?
No. Scuzz. Scuzz was the guy that had the. Remember, I was telling you, he's like, "Don't call the cops; they're gonna beat our ass." He's the one that gets bitten on the top of the head.
Yeah.
From that zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're thinking of the Tarman bit Suicide. Tarman, he bites Suicide in the head. Remember, he's like brains, and then he bites his head.
He got a little gristle there. He had a little meat.
Yep. So I know
he died.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Thank you guys so much for the trivia, by the way. This is I didn't do my research ahead of time with all the trivia, but let's get back onto the movie. So we got these guys coming back pretty much from getting hit with the trioxin, and they find out that everything's being reanimated because of this gas. So you got the half split dog, which is, I don't know how the fuck they did this. I mean, it just, what is it? Just animatronics or something? I don't know. Or
yeah, it's just like, it looked like it's just a rubber animatronic dog with the
mouth moving,
with inflatable things to make the it breathe. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. But you don't see the wires. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you don't see the pumps. Something's got to be pumping that. You know what I'm saying? For the
but you see Frank beating the shit out of it with a crutch. He just starts beating the shit out of it.
Yeah. He started beating on it. So at that point, I'm thinking it's just a dummy. But like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was weird.
The butterflies start flapping their wings. Everything starts becoming reanimated, cool. And at this point, it's very creepy. Like it's like everything's reanimating. You don't usually see this in zombie movies. You don't see other things coming to life, and then you get banging on the door from the refrigerator or the frozen area where you got the cadaver, and this is where we get our yellow cadaver. So what do these guys end up doing? They end up calling the boss. Well, they end up calling the boss man first. And then that's when the boss man, what's his name? Is it Ernie?
Bert?
Is it Bert? Oh, it might be Bert. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, they cut his head
Ernie
off,
and Bert.
And they cut it up into little pieces. They cut the legs off, the arms off, the heads off, and put it in like plastic glad bags, yo.
Right. Yeah, so they call the boss. Yeah, he ends up helping him out. He ends up getting tackled by this yellow thing. They end up spiking the head, which is like, dude, that shot is so well edited because he like comes down on it, and then they cut to the frame of the head getting hit with the and it's like wiggling around, and then it's still moving.
Yeah, and
like,
then they show the feet. They show the feet like this, kicking. I was like, oh no! And with the thing in his fucking head. Bert. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's great editing there. Yeah,
and then I love how Frank goes. Bert goes. What the hell? He's still moving, and he goes. Frank goes, well, it worked in the movie. And he goes, it's not working right now.
Well, it worked in the movie.
Yeah, Freddy's like, you think the movie lied? You think the movie lied, bro? It's the movie. Come on. So we got some good,
they call it rabid dogs.
Yeah, we got some good banter going back and forth with these guys. They ultimately decide that they're going to just chop this body up in pieces. And the guy in the crematorium is still there, luckily, or unlucky. I mean, depending on how you want to look at it. But I think it's lucky that they did. Well, it is unlucky because they released the gas. But
did he have a sandwich on the body? We always talking about like the the morticians. Do they usually? I don't remember him having a sandwich or not or something.
Let me know in the chat, guys. Did the mortician or the embalmer, did he have a sandwich on the body? He definitely had a pipe in his hand. Like he was smoking on a pipe because he had little headphones on and he's like,
whatever the fuck he's listening to. And then he had the long ass German gun too, the Luger and shit, didn't he?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
He had that long ass Luger and shit. Yeah,
bro, that shit was like from World War II.
You gotta hold it up like this.
That was like some World War II.
You gotta hold that
shit.
Bitch up like this.
Yeah, he definitely got that passed down from his grandpa or something. I don't know, or grandfather.
You hold that motherfucker like this. You know what I'm saying? So you can aim that James Bond. Yeah.
So they let him know that they got some rabid weasels, and he's like, "What?" And he goes,
rabid weasels. That's what it was.
Rabid weasels. They sent us some rabid weasels, and we need you to kill them. And he's like, "Come on, man. That's we need you to burn them." He goes, "Come on, man. That's cruel." Cool. And he goes, well, at least let me put them out of their misery. And that's when he pulled out the German Ruger. And he goes, and he goes, well, I can't let you do that. And then that's when he finally is like, all right, guys, like, what's going on? What's really going on? Like, what the hell? And then he's like, can you keep a secret? And he puts up his hand. Yeah, he's like, I swear, man, I swear. All right. And then he shows him the fucking hand. The hand which comes out and grabs his leg, which I always thought was scary as shit because it grabs his leg and it rips his like pants.
The pants, yeah, it's strong. It's scroll.
It's a strong hand. Yeah, it's like the damn hand from Evil Dead.
Yeah, it was like it was wild too because it just popped out of the bag. You obviously see it was like a real person with a hand, they had back here, but it was like wow. Yeah. It was like ripped this shit off.
That's really when you, like you just said, you could tell it was someone that kind of stuck their hand through the back of a bag or whatever. But with the good camera angles and the editing, it really sucks you in there. Like you're just looking at a floating hand. And I think when you're watching this as a kid or even as an adult, if you're not looking for those, this is how they did it type of things, I think you really enjoy this movie. Just a fun. Yeah, I would love to see this again in theaters. I think we saw it last year in theaters. Nice. I told you that Quentin Tarantino has a theater out here in LA, and they showed it, and I got, me and my sister went out there, and I'm like, we gotta go watch. I fucking love this movie, and the crowd loved it. The crowd loved it as usual, and it's great to have people that are there seeing it for the first time or for the 100th time. It doesn't matter, because this is such a quotable movie.
Absolutely, bro. I'm happy you got to see that in theater. I don't think I've seen it in theater.
Yeah, and James Leonard in the chat just said, for me, one of the best scenes is when the mortuary dude finds out what's in the bags and the arm grabs a hold of him.
Oh yeah, it tore his damn pants. He had some nice creased pants too. That that zombie ain't have to tear shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He worked that motherfucker hard, bro.
Oh yeah,
like Hogan, like a Hogan shirt. You're like,
yeah, he ripped that shit like he was part of the WWE.
Yeah, like, ooh yeah. Zombie arm coming in strong. Ripped the shit off, son. And then he knew it was real. Then we gotta burn this shit.
Yep. What's up, Zach? I see you in the chat. He's saying, I love this movie from the get-go. Frank and Freddy have great chemistry. Even the corny jokes when Freddy is getting a tour, it all works. To be honest, those two actors are bright spots in the lesser sequel. I think we had talked about the sequel. It's if
you want to keep this job, bro, keep this job,
right? Yeah. I hate the sequel, bro. I fucking hate it. We won't get into it. I hate it because I don't know what the I liked it. I liked the practical effects, obviously.
Yeah, the practical effects were good.
It was basically a reboot.
But it's so silly.
But it's like the same movie. It's like they tried to do the same movie. I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's sillier, isn't it? It's way more over top and silly.
It's like what they try to do with Evil Dead, like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. But it didn't.
I like Evil Dead 2. Yeah.
No, I love Evil Dead 2, but I'm saying they tried to do that with this one, but it fell flat. And it just makes me appreciate the first one so much more. I saw it maybe once or twice, and I just didn't dig it. Not because they use the same characters, but like, I mean, because they got Tarman in that one too, don't they? Or like a wannabe Tarman? I'm pretty sure the second one they got Tarman also.
Yeah, they had
like a bootleg
Tarman.
It
was like the dollar store version of Tarman, though. It wasn't really Tarman and shit, you know what I'm saying? The Aldi version of that. I was like, oh, what is that? You know what I'm saying? You disappointed like that? That's not tar. I'm not scared of that at all. That looks stupid.
That's Puddle
Tarman,
Man.
I was scared
that ain't
of.
No fucking tar. That's a puddle. That's Puddle Man.
Yeah, it's Puddle Man. Yeah, he did. That's what he looked like. He looked like Puddle Dookie and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dookie Man.
Like a Dookie Man, like Chihuahua doodle. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably do the editing later and look it up. Like, oh yeah, this Tarman was trash and shit. He wasn't as good. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead. I don't never watch that one actually. I haven't seen it in fucking probably 20, 30 years probably 20 years for sure. It's just ain't it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't entertaining. It's not
it, bro.
They do try to do the same thing, but it just don't work. The cast is not as fun, and it's just like, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? The special effects still kind of there, but not as solid as the first one. And then we got to talk something about the special effects in the first one. Don't you know that the first people who were doing the special effects on Return of the Living Dead got fired, and they handled the rest of the special effects for the movie were handled by a whole nother team? Like that the one on your shirt, that skeleton. They did not like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like they thought it looked
what? The Do You Want to Party?
Yep.
Do You Want to Party skeleton? Here we go. Hit it.
Yep. Yeah, they thought it looked like corny or something because it was just like a plain skeleton coming out of the ground and shit. They didn't understand it, so they had to go.
It definitely felt
hire a whole nother company to do the special effects.
Yo, now that you're mentioning that, that skeleton did feel different than whatever else I was looking at in the movie.
Yeah, it's a clean bone skeleton. It's like Army of Dark Skeletons, and everything else is like, rotten, decaying flesh. Tarman, for example, he was been in that canister all along. Even the rest of the zombie, even the one like I was once, alive, the one with the spinal cord juices coming out. She was
right.
Well, like yeah. So they had a not so great special effect company at first, but they fired them. They kept that one in the movie though. The full skeleton zombie with the human eyes. It's a full skeleton, but it just has human eyes. Okay,
human eyes. Sure. That's so funny. That's always funny to me when they keep the eyes going. It just adds a little more character, right? When you have stuff like that. But one thing, since we're talking about the cemetery, like them coming back, you know what I always tripped out on is that you have a multitude of different kinds of zombies here. It's kind of like almost like the Dawn of the Dead one when you have those like real, like you could tell like they focused on some zombies that were going to be really close to the camera, and then you got just the ones that got painted a little bit of blue on their face or whatever, and they're just walking around in the background just bumping into things, and it's like they lost the budget. But like this movie had the zombies that were like, call more or send more paramedics, like that one, right? It was like, dude, that motherfucker's face was like melting, but he was still human. And then
Right.
you have like, you still have Tarman, which is fantastic. And then you even have like Linnea Quigley, when her transformation, they did a lot of prosthetics on her face. And then you had some guys crawling out of the ground, like in the cemetery, and they just looked like they had mud on their face.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like they were trying to go after,
absolutely.
when they were going after trash, and they just looked like regular people.
Yep. They just
No
had
makeup.
straight up mud on their face. Yeah, no makeup.
What happened?
That's how
there?
that seemed. Yeah. I think that was still probably left over from the legacy first special effects creator. You know what I'm saying? They were just doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So I think this movie is a mixed bag with a lot of the good special effects that we see in the film, and then a lot of just background. Like we're not gonna see them anyway. Just throw mud on their faces. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, in frame. Not thinking about like in 2022 and 23, we're gonna have 4K players. We're gonna be able to see every fucking thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
By the way, I messed that up. It's not send more paramedics. It's send more cops. My bad.
Yes,
someone correct me.
I could have swore it was send more paramedics in one of them. Maybe that one.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Someone said send more cops. Yeah. But that's cool that you guys are quoting this. It just proves the quotability of this movie is on point. And I'm so glad a lot of you guys have seen this movie, because it is one of my favorites. Just in general, not just zombie movie. It's really just a fun overall. I could watch this any time of year. Just like I could watch. Like I love Shaun of the Dead because it's a horror comedy. I could watch that any time of the year. I don't know why. I could watch it, any time of year.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Oh, let's do this. Shaun of the Dead or Return of the Living Dead for you. Yeah, to pick or drink. Or drink.
You said or drink?
Yeah. If it's if you're politically correct, you gotta drink.
Okay, I'm drinking. I'm drinking.
I drink with you.
That's a tough one because Shaun of the Dead is also very quotable. It's super funny, I thought, and the practical effects are really good in it, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick. That's why I asked you.
That's a good one. All right, how about this? Dawn of the Dead 1978 or Return of the Living Dead 1985?
That one's tougher.
Two different ones for sure. I mean,
two different ones.
Dawn is definitely the more serious tone one, and it's kind of the groundbreaking one. But if you had to pick or burn one, what would you pick to hold on to?
Or drink. Let me say. But
cheers, Mike. Mike in the chat is drinking vodka. He said so.
Yeah. All right, so there, everybody got to drink in the chat too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have a definitive answer on this one. You said 78, Dawn of the Dead or Return of the Living Dead. I'm going 78, Dawn of the Dead. I just think it's a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is just pretty much a masterpiece of a movie. For a movie to be that long, you know what I'm saying, to still hold it all together with special effects have never been seen like that before. The gore effects of Thom Mathews, it's just out of control. Even though they didn't have the blood right in the, you know what I'm saying, the zombie makeup right. But what they were doing in story wise, I got to go Dawn.
I agree.
But no disrespect to Return of the Living Dead.
Definitely. Yeah, no, Dawn of the Dead for me too, man. Man, everybody's playing in the chat now. It's great. Braxton is saying Braxton has a good one for us. Land of the Dead 2005 or Train to Busan 2016. Ooh.
All right. You want to go first? You want to go?
I'll go first on that one. Bro, I'm going to say Train to Busan. That writing on that motherfucker was so good, bro. The writing and the emotion at the end of the movie. And those zombies, come on.
Yeah.
The zombies in Land of the Dead are very good too, but there's something about these running zombies that are just, it's next level. It's like almost World War Z shit.
Yes. Yeah, for me, it's hands down Train to Busan. Hands down, bro. Train to Busan was so fucking intense. Like, like them just like from the back of the train to the front of the train, just that zombie collapse or parade and shit. It was just crazy. And then I was connected by every character, even like the big dude who was fighting and shit. That dude
that guy was cool. Yeah, that guy was cool. Yeah,
they were super cool characters. The whole thing, the zombie shit is crazy. And Train to Busan. Train to Busan is up there like in the top 10 of best zombie movies of all time. Okay. Yeah, Train to Busan.
I got a good one. Night of the Living Dead 1990 remake or Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead 2004?
Damn, now you got a good one there. You got a good one there.
You guys in the chat could vote too.
Yeah. Or drink. Okay. I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm drink too after this one. After I get my reason, I'm gonna go with the 1990 Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead because it's a perfect, I think, remake without like biting shot for shot of the original and taking a little bit of liberties to do something different. And I think they nailed all the characters from the first movie. So I think it's a really true remake that people don't talk about as much, but it still stays to the core elements. Dawn of the Dead takes some other liberties that gets a little, the best way to put it, ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like with the van and all that. It's cool and shit, but it's not as believable as the 1990s Night of the Living Dead. So that's why I'm going Night of the Living Dead. I enjoy that film just a little bit better. It's personally as like, up close and intimate zombie style. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like that one a little better. Just
you got a lot of people. You said Night of, right? The 1990. Yeah. So you got a couple people agreeing with you for sure in the chat. Rob says Dawn of the Dead 04. So yeah. Mike says 1990. Love the Night of the Living Dead. Man, I cannot wait to. Bro, we got to check out. We got to review both those. I mean, because I might have signed. Yeah, I might. For me, it was a sip. I sipped.
Oh, you sipped?
I can't choose. I can't choose either way because.
Yeah, I'll sip.
There's something. Once again, the Dawn of the Dead to me, 2004, was a really good remake, and it was from characters that I grew up with, like Mekhi Phife, Ving Rhames. There's a couple other even like the oh god, what's his name? The throwback to the guy from the original Dawn of the Dead's in the movie. I forget it. Ken Fortier. Ken Fortier. Yeah. He's in it. Like I thought everybody did a really good job. Even some of the side characters that came in, the practical effects were pretty good. Probably the worst part for me was the zombie baby. Spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen it. But other than that, I thought it was a very solid story. It left off on a great cliffhanger, and the soundtrack was very high intensity, dude. Very high intensity. And it has one of the most memorable intros, I will say, that I've seen in a long time from a zombie movie. When the nurse is getting chased out of her neighborhood, that shit is fucking terrifying, bro.
That's creme de la creme horror openings ever. That's the creme de la creme. That one, escaping from, because our daughter was on it. She was like a crazy spider monkey and shit. She was like, When did they ever show zombie kids like ripping out their dad's throat like that? She was scary. And then how Snyder shot it, it's already saturated with these bright whites in the background, so you just see the splatter. Lots of spray. That's one of my favorite horror movie openings ever. No, like don't get it twisted. Just because I chose the other one, I love that. I love that intro, and I love a lot of stuff about Dawn of the Dead remake.
That might have been my first time being introduced to Zack Snyder. Because what else did he do around that time? I don't really know. For that
300.
No, when did 300 come out?
It was after that
one. Right? Okay, I was about to say.
I think that's his first boy. I think.
Big one.
Yeah. His first big one was Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. Then it was 300. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 300 was next level. That, like, the visuals in that motherfucker were next level. But yeah, for sure, man. So let's jump back into Return of the Living Dead. Let's finish this off, and then we'll get into you guys' questions along the way, and then I'll tell you guys the reception too on if this movie made money, if it didn't make money, what's the percentage of at Rotten Tomatoes and whatnot. So, where do we end off? We're in the cemetery. Okay, so now we're burning the supposed weasels, the yellow man. We're burning him. Yeah. This is where he gets thrown in the crematorium. You know, the ashes go up into the fumes, which, you know, start culminating with the clouds, and it creates this acid rain, which then comes back down onto the cemetery, reanimating the bodies. I fucking love it. Like, that's kind of like just really simple and plain, just, you know, cut and dry, so to speak, of how you can get from point A to point B, like of reanimation. I think
I love it. Yeah, and it's a great shot too, because you get the rain, and then you pan down,
the lightning, the clouds, all that.
The ground, you know what I'm saying? Then you get the ground, then you get a little bit of underground, then you get the actual guy. It's like in the coffin's foot, you know what I'm saying? You see the water start touching it. Yeah, like I just thought it was done nicely. I thought it was done real nicely, you know what I'm saying? Especially because this movie is supposed to be a B movie, really, you know what I'm saying? Return of the Living Dead, you got the punk rockers, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be thought of less than I thought, though, but it ended up being, you know what I'm saying, a cult horror movie classic.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I could definitely see at the time that it would probably be put in the B movie category for sure. Because at the time, once again, at the time, I can only assume that people were not taking. I mean, you went to horror movies to get scared. You went to horror movies as date movies or with the friends back in the day and stuff like that. I don't think these movies expected to get any Academy Awards. So I think because of that, people looked at it like, oh, this is a joke movie or a B movie. Like you said, it's less than. But then as the years progress, cinema has changed so much. Cinema is these movies that we hold in high regard of cult classic. It's like, oh, this made me feel this certain way, so I'm going to go back to it. And because how many times I'm watching it, how many times I can quote it, how many times, you know, my peers are enjoying it, or the internet or whoever, that's what makes it that cult status. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting how these movies can be labeled that at first and then become something totally different. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy to think too, like what movies nowadays are in the last like decade are going to be considered cult classics in, let's say, 10 or 20 years. You know, something that didn't hit could hit, you know, in 20 years. You never know.
Yeah, I see a couple. Of course, like, you know, the ones that are always going to hit, like Get Out, Jordan Peele, everybody's going to go back to that. I feel like
that's a cult classic already. Like that, people said
right
out the gate.
Yeah, that's a cult classic. I can see, for me, like Hereditary. I don't know. It kind of fucked me up, and I think it's a good horror movie.
I'm still talking about that movie, and that movie came out in what year did that come
18?
out? Oh,
was it
really?
18 or 19? Something like that.
I thought it was later than that. I thought it might have been like 16 or okay, maybe it might have been. I don't know.
You might be right. Yeah. You have to look it up. I think if I would take a guess, I would say 2019.
Hereditary. You know, you're absolutely right. 2018. It just seems like it's further back, but yeah, and I'm still talking about that movie to this day that people don't know it.
It's fucked up.
So yeah, I guess it does have cult classic.
Yeah, we got a little bit.
Yeah, Mr. Cool in the chat says the black actor who plays a young soldier at the end that launches the nuke died of AIDS at age 24. Oh my God, man, that's like a guy that had like 5 seconds of screen time too.
Damn, I didn't know he died of AIDS. They know the fucking history, boy.
God, they know trivia about the smallest cast characters in this movie.
The trivia.
Yeah, so we get our bodies reanimated, which then leads to everybody running because this is the acid rain that's burning everybody, right? And Linnea Quigley's butt-ass naked at this point. We didn't talk about her dancing. We talked about, you know, the tonight.
Don't make love to die.
And we see her, you know, that might not be the song actually she's dancing to. She's dancing to some shit that sounds like some Cyndi Lauper shit. I don't know. Like it's like more like an upbeat one. But was that the same one or was that a different one? Maybe I got to go to the soundtrack.
Gonna make love till we die.
I don't know. You guys let me know which is the song that she dances to. But yeah, she's dancing and she's butt ass naked. And oh, by the way, I love when she's dancing. And then they cut to Spider, and then Spider goes, "Yeah." That shit is so funny. I don't know why, but that shot of him just dead, like in excitement. He's like, man, finally, I get to see this like trash and all over trashy, glory and whatnot. But I really do love this soundtrack. The soundtrack I gotta get off Spotify or something like that, but that's a really, really good one. So then we got our cast, our band of punks running to the car to kind of seek shelter. And yeah, but everybody's running the car now to seek shelter, which then they put the top up and the top just falls apart because the acid rain, I guess. It's just a piece of shit, I think.
It's just a piece of shit at the end of the day. I had shit to do about the acid rain. It was gonna break.
It was gonna break eventually.
With the rain or with it or out.
I mean, a fucking leaf. A leaf could have fell on that top of the thing, caved it in.
Oh, it burns! The leaf burns. It's burning my skin.
So then from there we get everyone. Oh no, they actually hear the zombies coming. They're like, "What is that sound?" And you just hear guys in the back going.
That was scary too, bro. Like
that was actually low key.
They was banging on the coffins from underground and banging on all type of shit. Like that shit is scary, bro.
That was.
I remember thinking that shit was scary, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd mentioned to you that I just watched Talk to Me, and I'm watching that in the headphones, and that's a new movie, by the way, guys. It just came out this year, and there's something about if you can really, audio mix or soundscape, like sounds coming in that you don't see, it can really create an atmosphere that puts you in that environment, and you just think that you're sitting in that car with that bunch in the rain, in the dark. There ain't no lights or nothing. Like it's just like, muddy and murky outside, and you just hear people screaming. Like you're gonna be terrified.
Yeah. I take that same sentiment. Like I tell you, I play Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you can hear everything. You hear the bugs, crawling on the cement, but then you can hear chainsaw way in the distance, like zzz, like, oh, okay, that's Bubba over here. But then you can hear somebody close to you, like crying or praying. Oh God, please let me out. You know what I'm saying? If I do, you know what I'm saying? You can heir them if you got the headphones out. Yeah, like, oh shit, it's a bitch over here and shit. I gotta get her. You know what I'm saying? So like, sound mixing plays
a huge part.
Yeah, a huge part. Like in that movie too as well.
To me, that's the 50-50. You got to have that good 50-50 balance with, the visuals and the audio. There's so many times where I've seen some really fantastic movies and the audio mix is not there, and I'm like, I kind of get sucked out of it, Or sometimes the audio will be blasting me with shit that's unmixed, and it's like, damn, like it kind of throws me out of the movie, But yeah, so we get thrown into that situation, and then I believe they split up because I think Tina Suicide and a couple other ones, they end up running to the warehouse. I think Spider and them too, and then I think Trash and someone else run off. They split off into the cemetery. But this is where we get our iconic Tarman, because we hear Tina in the basement. She went to go find Freddy, and she goes in the basement. Tarman's after her. We get to see Tarman. Tarman looks so fucking cool. I'll throw him up again here on screen in a second. But talk a little bit about Tarman if you can, man. You got to get up again?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was getting Tarman.
Oh, you got Tarman toy? Yeah, there he is.
His mouth is gone.
His mouth is gone. Just like in the real movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the first time you saw Tarman, man. What did you think about this guy?
Yeah, like I said, I rented it from the video store, and I seen the back was Tarman. Like, this looks interesting, but like that first reveal when I seen Tarman, like I had never seen a zombie like that before and shit. I like I said, the Creepshow zombie was fine, but this one was like wet and full of toxic waste. It was really the punk rock zombie of that time from 85. It was the toxic waste rotted zombie in this fucking, you know what I'm saying, in this little washing machine canister that just scared the shit out of me, bro. It had the red skull, and you know what I'm saying, and it was all like brown and murky down there, and it kind of had a performance to it that just literally scared the shit out of me. Nothing scares me and shit. Like Reverend Kane and like Poltergeist 2 scares me. Tarman scares me a little bit because it's just so bizarre of a zombie that I've never seen up to that point. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm spoiled by Walking Dead and all that, but at that point, I've never seen some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was fast. It was fast and it was intelligent. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So.
And the way he walked, it was weird. Like you said, like you said, the way he walked was really like lanky,
unorthodox. Like what?
Yeah, just what like it really felt like he was coming back to life after being squashed in that barrel, like in that drum for such a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it had such strong movement. So that actor did a great job as Tarman, even when he wasn't on the screen for that long, man. But like, wow, that's a zombie for the ages. That it just is what it is. It's just like when you see it still stands up to this day, like with all the CG, Game of Thrones, White Walkers, but that Tarman performance and that linky little suit there that he had stands the test of time, bro. It's terrifying. I put it up there with Nosferatu. You know what I'm saying? The black and white one coming like this and shit. It's just something about that mug that's just, I don't know. It's just unsettling and it's scary.
I still got to watch that movie for the channel. I might watch it this year for the channel, as it just turned, I believe, this year 101 years old.
Oh wow!
That movie came out in 1922, silent film. But every time I see pictures of that shit, I'm like, that is in my nightmares, bro. Like, I don't know how they made that in 1922. Yeah.
That shit. Yeah. It's scary. It's scary. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you look at that now, it still has striking imagery. You know what I'm saying? You look at those Dracula pictures and shit, or the Nosferatu and him coming out the grave and all that shit. That shit is scary. Same thing as Tarman, the 1985 Tarman. That, you know what I'm saying? They say this is a what, comedy horror movie? No.
Yeah.
No, once you see Tarman and shit, like no, that shit's terrifying. Then he bites somebody's brain out. Like he takes a big gulp out of somebody's brain. They dig into it and they show you it. Man, that shit is crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? You think Tarman's gonna be in the whole movie, you know, and he comes walking around like this after somebody, they knock his head off with the bat and they show it, bro. Like, what? This movie's crazy. Yeah. So that's why I gotta dig about it. Yeah.
So you pretty much laid out the last scene right there. So Tarman does attack Suicide after they go down. They try to rescue Tina because Tina's being attacked by Tarman, or she locks herself in a locker. And then Tarman has the idea to wrap the locker, which is locked, with like a chain or something. And then he starts to crank, which I don't know how he knows how to do this. He's cranking the chain, which is going to rip the doors off the locker. And it's like, that's smart. But once again, you're Tarman. How the fuck can you be smart?
Yeah, he's smart as hell, dog. This is critical thinking at the masses. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that. You know what I'm saying? As a living human being, like, oh shit, I wouldn't have thought of that shit. This movie, you know what I'm saying? He got contraptions, you know what I'm saying? He Oppenheimer and this shit. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's
so
why Tarman scared me.
Yep. So he's opening this locker, but he's behind like a sheet or something that when the group comes down, they can't see what the fuck's happening. So they rip open the sheet or pull the sheet open, and it's Tarman, and he looks at Suicide and goes, "More brains." And then that's when he just fucking grabs his head and then just like that. And his head is like Play-Doh, bro. It just falls apart like like a huge chunk. A huge chunk just comes off, and I'm like, God, that shit looks so real, bro.
Yeah, it was like sweaty and like like somebody.
It was a Doom Asylum. It was like the Doom Asylum drill. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, like somebody took some teeth and some Play-Doh and just bit that bitch like this. And you bite some Play-Doh, some red Play-Doh and shit, and his
pull it off.
Just out, son. He was messed up.
Very satisfying. It was a very satisfying kill, but I'm upset that it happened to Suicide because I wanted to see more from him. I thought he was going to be like the alpha leader, and then he ends up getting taken out like first.
Yeah. He was taken out like first, wasn't he?
Pretty much
of that group. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. It wasn't a black guy. It was him.
So then they all take off, like you said. They all take off back up the stairs. They try to close the door. Tarman must be strong because he breaks through that damn door. And I forget who it is. It might be Bert. Bert's with them too, by the way. And he grabs a bat. I believe it's Bert, or I think it is Bert. He grabs a bat, and that's when he's fucking. Was it Bert that does it or Spider? Someone hits him with the bat.
Might be. Yeah. Might be Bert.
I'm pretty sure Bird is with part of the bunch at this point because everyone starts to split up. You know, and
Spider.
Yeah, and then they knock the head off, and that's all we get to see from Tarman, unfortunately. And
yeah, he had this little walk once his head was off. It was like, and then that was it. Yeah, that was scary too. Like that
super
was
scary. Then we cut to Linnea Quigley. And now she's shitting bricks. She's butt naked and she's shitting bricks. Oh, Cleon in the chat says Bird hits him with the bat. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's hard to remember what characters do what because there's a lot of characters in this movie. That's another thing too, is that sometimes you do get these like Dawn of the Dead movies, like the remake, where they throw a lot of characters at you. At least the remake, there's a lot of. In the original, maybe not so much. There's like 4 characters, something like that. But in the remake, there's like 10 characters, especially when that second group comes. And then in this one, you got like 10 characters. You got what the gang is like 5-6 people, and then you got the workers, which are like 2-3 more people. It's like you got 8 people.
4 or 5 at least. Like the 2 guys,
9 people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the embalmer too.
Yeah. It's like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, so you got a lot of people to focus on and stuff. But anyways, we're going back to Trash here in the cemetery, who's fallen all over the place. Now she's crying. Now she regrets, wanting to be torn apart by a bunch of men or whatever. Whatever her fantasy. I want to be eaten alive. What she says, she's like, I just want to be teared off, eaten alive.
Bunch of old men.
Can Kniff.
Hey, yo, Trash taking off her clothes again, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. She taking off her clothes, yo.
I love that. That's why Spider's chilling. That's why he's always with that group, because he wants to see Trash take off her clothes.
Hey, yo. Trash getting bucket naked again, son.
He's like, yeah, I know I picked a good night. You
knew what was happening, right? You knew what was happening, right? You knew she was going to be naked. Yeah.
So she gets taken out. She doesn't get that far. She's running through the cemetery, which is a very cool setting, by the way. Like, it's all muddy and it's pouring down rain. She falls. She's wiping the mud out of her eye, and she gets fucking zombie orgy, bro.
Zombie orgy with zombies with no makeup. I don't think these guys had no makeup.
These are the ones that were just extras. They paid like $5 in like a craft service lunch. And they're like,
attack a naked woman.
Yeah, you get to attack a naked woman. And they're like, okay, sure, I'll do it. But yeah, so they attack her and it's over for her pretty much. But that's not the last that we see from her. So this is when we start cutting to everyone involving themselves with the embalmer. And the embalmer and the rest of the group start to head to the main. What is this? This is kind of like, it's not a church, but it's like it's another building. It's another building that has like
a place where you
have like the
mortuary.
The open casket and all that stuff, and right.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what that's called.
When
the
funeral
home. Yeah.
Observe the body. Yeah, when you observe the body. Remember we were just talking about that on one of the VHS where they have that in an episode. Kind of like that.
Yeah, like that. Like
crematorium.
The viewing of the body.
No. It's not the crematorium. It's another part of the building where they all
where you burn the bodies.
Yeah. He's saying the chapel. Maybe it is the chapel. But
maybe chapel.
They go to a bigger building. They barricade themselves in. I always think that's the worst. Don't barricade yourself in a building. To me, I'm going to ask you the question now. Let's go back to the questions. All right. There's a zombie horde after you guys. Do you barricade yourself in a building or do you just keep running? What are you doing?
If I'm in a building, I'm going to try to get to the highest point.
No, one or the other. You could either stay in the building until, I don't know, whatever happens, help arrives or the world blows up, whatever happens, or you can keep running from location to location. Which one are you choosing?
That's tough. And then, once there's no location out there and shit, if I run out there, I'm gonna get caught up though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep running. I feel like when you board yourself in, you're just waiting for the inevitable to happen.
The board in. Yeah. I hear you.
You know?
I hear you.
It's tough because You don't know who's coming. Nobody might come.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just waiting for the slow death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running until I can't run anymore. But like, I mean, if we could talk about, like you said, getting to the highest point, I might run to like the top of a high building or something like that.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. Then you guys got to worry about them coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Then you gotta get some kind of weapon or get enough people to kick them off or throw them off the building. Something.
Yeah.
Resident Evil like style, like remember those damn Resident Evil movies? If you're up on
a building, Resident Evil, yeah. Like if you're up on a building like a high rise, they're not gonna climb the actual building. They climb some ladders, I think, but they ain't gonna climb an actual building to get you. So like,
I think that's like World War Z zombies. So
that or a boat, I think it's your best bet, really. You know what I'm saying? I know.
Yeah, going back to Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah, but but not by the shore. Yeah, like in the middle of the water, I think you're good. I don't think they're underwater getting on a boat and shit.
Well, unless there's Land of the Dead zombies that can go underwater.
Yeah. yeah, they can go in the water. But even if you was an underwater zombie, how you gonna climb on a fucking ship? Like even as a human being,
maybe they can swim. I don't know. Maybe they can swim.
If you can swim without somebody helping you with a ladder on the boat,
you don't think a zombie can swim?
Get on a boat. Yeah, if a zombie can swim though, but like how they gonna get on the boat without like a ladder or something? You know what I'm saying? Like something to help them get on the boat.
You just climb up. Wait, what kind of boat are we talking about? Are we talking about like a little small boat like where you're rowing with the oars, or what kind of boat are we talking about?
Yeah, like they might be able to get you with
they can
one
just climb on. They can just climb on that shit.
Yeah, like but if you had like a boat with a motor and shit, you know what I'm saying, and you had to step onto the boat, it's gonna be a little bit tougher, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we can give the boat a little bit of gas, so we can push faster. Okay, but I mean, you eventually run out of gas, man.
Yeah.
That's the things you have to think of. When you have guns, you eventually run out of bullets, right? You have a car, you eventually run out of gas. I mean, these are things that the preppers are always thinking about before an attack like this happens, supposedly, you know?
Right.
It's a tough situation, but I'm going to just keep running because I feel like locking myself in one location, I'm just waiting for death.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just take your chances with the, you know what I'm saying, the zombies.
And that's ultimately what leads to the next scenes. They all board themselves in this chapel area, and they're all boarding up the windows. You know, like we've seen a lot of zombie movies. These zombies must be strong, man, because they're just knocking out the boards and shit. We see Scuzz. Scuzz gets attacked. I think he's like really close to the board or something like hitting it. And then one of the zombies, that one lady that has a half torso, she's like, I think she pulls them out or something. Like something grabs them and she pulls them out, and then she like latches onto his head and like bites his head. And then we get to see another like blood spray, like splits, you know, coming out of his face.
Good spray all over the wood there too.
Oh, yeah.
About this fucking with this little
he's screaming too. He's screaming while it's happening. He's like,
he's fucked. Yeah, he's fucked. Well, this little half old lady, you know what I'm saying? And then I think like, did she have red hair? But like, no. As I'm looking at the scene, her hair is drenched in blood for biting my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because her hair is like
might have been
gray or something like that, but her hair is just drenched in blood, bro.
I might show it. I might show it on screen, but I don't think I can show it because of the breast. It's a nude zombie, but I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, some nasty flat.
Trash had red hair too. Trash looks weird, by the way, when she transforms. Remember when Trash transforms?
Yeah, she looked kind of like a vampire, actually. Yeah, she looked like a zombie.
That's one thing I did not like, the way she ended up looking.
She was like, and like she had like full vampire teeth and shit. Like, well, she looks more like a vampire than a zombie.
Yeah, they made her mouth look super...
her look was completely off though than the rest of everybody else look in the whole film. You know what I'm saying? Even the bone zombie with the eyes and shit, like you know what I'm saying? That's wildly different from everything that's going on in the film. But like then Trash is like, why she look like a dinosaur vampire and shit. I don't know. You know?
I got it up on screen, by the way. You can watch it afterwards. But yeah, she looks. They made her look so weird, bro. I do not like the look. And she's like walking around. She's like super white. Like her skin is white. white as the fucking moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, when she bit that one guy, you know what I'm saying? They showed a close up. It was like, like a
guy?
vampire bite. I was like,
it's like I think she bites a homeless guy.
Yeah, bites a homeless guy. It's like, I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. It's more like vamp or something. It was kind of, it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? It didn't fit. A couple like a couple of special effects didn't fit in that movie. That one,
maybe that was the one you're talking about. The special effects
eyeballs.
team.
Yeah. Maybe that was them. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like that didn't fit though, especially when everything else hit so good. Yeah.
Braxton in the chat is saying when Bert and Spider rolled out to go help Bert, should have mowed down those zombies' asses down. That's what I would have done, and not make a U-turn towards the supply warehouse. Oh yeah. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but. He's also saying Trash's jaw as a zombie wasn't real either. It was a prosthetic like her ass. It was fake. What? Her ass is fake.
Her ass was fake?
They gave her the BBL?
Trash's ass was fake. That was her ass, though, man. She had a nice I'll be disappointed, bro.
Yeah, when she was walking, it was fake. I don't think so. Man.
That ass was real, bro. I seen the little muscles under her booty, you know what I'm saying? Under her back. You know what I'm saying?
Under her back.
She had those little the booty muscles under your like right under your back, right to the booty and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I cannot confirm or deny what has happened. I can't show it either. I cannot show that on screen either.
Yeah. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Muscles under her booty.
Yeah,
over her booty.
But at this point, I wanted to talk about this too because we're always getting off track over here. So, Freddy and Frank, man, are they're dying, bro. They're like fucking. They're like so dead. Yeah, they're like at this point they're just completely pale. Yeah, they're completely pale. They're just like the paramedics come and they're like, there's no pulse. And he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he goes, well, technically you're dead. And he's like, what do you mean I'm dead? I'm talking.
Yeah. They were crying and shit. Yeah, that was literally rigor mortis was setting in, like while they were sitting there, like so their muscles had to be all.
Let me ask something. When they were like moving him and he was like screaming because he had rigor mortis, he's like, dude, that part. Yeah, that part used to freak me out because I didn't know what was happening until I'm like, wow, they're really playing up the whole rigor mortis thing. I think that's a good attention to detail. When it comes to
and that dude, that actor did a good job because they moved him. He was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the pain build up, like that shit hurt. It hurt a little bit, then it really motherfucking hurt. So he did a great job building that up. Yeah.
Braxton in the chat is saying, yep, her ass was a prop too. Heard it in the movie special features. If you watch it with the commentary and DVD or Blu-ray, you'll hear them say
her ass better not be fake, bro.
I got
her ass be fake. I'm kind of upset about it. Why? No.
Why they put her ass upset? I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is weird.
Why do they make her ass fake though?
I wonder if they ask her about that at cons. You know, if they.
No, I seen her booty because sometimes she was walking and her booty was like moving. You remember that? It was like dynamic. Am I crazy? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. That's what I remember, but I don't know
how
like
they
would
back
fake
shot.
That. Or why would they fake
that?
that?
Like it's a back shot. She's walking into the fog, and her booty is fucking jiggling and moving, and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like which part? Bro. Which part is fake? Like when she's dancing, because that looks like a regular butt.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
That's wild.
I don't know.
But yeah, we get all kinds of zombie mayhem in this point. People dying left and right. Man, at this point, this is when once again. Frank and Freddy start to turn. Tina cannot accept it. You know, they can't understand it. One thing they showed in this, it just popped in my head, is that Frank decides to take his own life. And that part was like, whoa, for a comedy movie, that's fucking dark. He decides to take his own life because he knows he's going to turn. And they show him crawl into the crematorium, kind of pull himself in there, and he takes off his wedding ring, bro.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
And he turns the fire up and just starts screaming. And I'm like, that was a dark scene.
That was super dark, bro. That was super dark,
right?
because, like you said, you knew it was happening. Even as a kid, you see him taking off the wedding ring. This is it,
That's it.
laying on that slab. They show it from overhead there,
Yeah.
and him pull himself into it himself.
Mm-hmm.
You see him make the ultimate sacrifice. Yes, bro, that was the saddest moment of the fucking whole film. Yes,
It was, yeah.
I agree, 100%.
Let me ask you the question, man. I'm gonna ask the real deal question. If you are starting to turn, if you know that your ultimate fate is a zombie, what are you doing? Are you going in that crematorium like Frank?
Yeah.
Or are you riding it out like Freddy?
No. Yo.
Come on, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna sip on that one?
Man.
You can't give me it?
Man.
I don't know either. I don't know either. I'm gonna sip.
I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna do the crematorium, take my wedding ring off, and just kill myself. But like at the same time, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I like living too much. Like, hey, maybe this zombie shit.
Maybe this might be a second lease on life.
This might be a second leap on life and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gave this zombie shit a chance yet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This living shit been all right, but like the zombie shit might be really dope. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take a drink on that one.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's a tough one too, because I think even in the state that they were in with rigor mortis and all that stuff like that,
I was about to be over. They were,
Yeah. Could you just like burn up and then, I mean, you're still feeling it. But then how much this is the thing. No one ever talks about or thinks about what it must be like to be a zombie. You're ultimately,
and these zombies,
ultimately hungry. Universe, yeah, they're ultimately hungry all the time.
Yeah. In these universe, they're hungry, but they still have their intelligence. Yeah. Call more paramedics, cops, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then they had an interview with a damn zombie in this movie. Like, why you eating brains? But it kills the pain. You know what I'm saying? The pain of what? The pain of being dead. Interview with the zombie. So they literally have their knowledge. They have their past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Recollection of who they were.
Yeah.
So like being a zombie, so you're just getting another chance of life, but you're just extremely hungry for the living. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to burn myself up for that. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Braxton says he kissed his wedding ring. I can imagine what his wife was wondering, trying to know what the hell he was. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cleon said it takes the pain away, the pain of being dead. So let's talk about that, because I don't remember any movies at this time. I'm trying to think. In Day of the Dead, when did Day of the Dead come out?
Day of the Dead might have hit in 86.
Okay, so that might have been after this, possibly, because they talk to the zombies. I mean, the zombies don't really talk back. They're kind of communicative in that movie a little bit, but this one is a full-on conversation, like you said, and they explain why they eat the brains, you know, to take the pain away. Why did no other zombie movies explore this option? I feel like this was a very interesting take on what, like, they could have built on this with other movies or series or whatever.
Yeah. Good point. Well, you got to think about it too. Return of the Living Dead was the first zombie movies to ever introduce brains. This is what it invented. The brains, eating brains epidemic for zombies was Return of the Living Dead.
Was it?
Yeah. And no one else said brains before that. Nope. In Night of the Living Dead, they were just eating the flesh of the living, right?
And in Dawn, they didn't say anything about brains.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about brains. Just eating the flesh of the living. Return of the Living Dead, where they switched the mythology up and said, we're eating brains. Brains, you know what I'm saying? This eases the pain. So they created that mythology as well. So like that is an interesting dynamic though, like saying eating the brains of human ease the pain for being dead. So they must be constantly in pain. So you know, when our brain thinks they're pain, or you know what I'm saying, our body when we get infected by diseases, it automatically fights off diseases in their certain ways. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is like that. You know what I'm saying? This disease is like fighting off the disease of being hungry and being hurt by craving the brains of a human beings. You know what I'm saying? That's all they can do. They still have their regulation of what's wrong and right, but like what's right to them is making their pain go away by eating brains. That's the only thing I can really think of that one. You know what I'm saying? To break it down. I don't know if I went too far.
No, you're good. It's a very interesting, complex concept, I think, for a zombie movie. I mean, I feel like most movies that made zombie movies back then wouldn't even think to include anything like that. They're just like, okay, these are zombies. They want to eat your brains. That's it. We're not going to dive deeper into that, you know. But Robert did say Day of the Dead is from 1985, so it was the same year.
Same year.
Same year. I wonder how that movie performed that year. By the way, that was a Romero one, so that I went. That
it definitely was a Romero one. I remember that one not doing so hot when it opened, but I could be wrong.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you can look it up.
Yeah, and then Cleon says Return of the Living Dead also had the first running zombies too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
They didn't have running zombies in Dawn of the Dead, in the mall.
I don't think so.
I think they were all running, but maybe okay. I don't know. I mean, that one had hundreds of zombies running, so that's a whole different story. I mean, walking around and stuff. So I can't really recall it, but
yeah, I think,
yeah. So at this point, Freddy turns, and Freddy does get. I forget who does it. Maybe you guys can remember it in the chat. Freddy gets acid thrown in his face. Is it by Tina? Maybe, possibly,
yes,
or it might be by the guy from the mortuary.
Sweet brains, Tina.
Yeah. Oh, Ernie does it. Okay, thank you, Cleon. Ernie does it. So the guy from the mortuary does do it. Very cool character, by the way. I like Ernie a lot because he's kind of just thrown into this shit. He's like, I was just embalming this body. Now I got a whole fucking zombie horde on my ass, you know? What a night. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, he's walking around, you know, trying to look for them and stuff like that. At this point, the call has already been made by Bert. Bert is in the warehouse and he calls the army and he lets them know. By the way, we're cutting back and forth to the different groups and stuff like that. I believe Spider's still alive. Tina's still alive. Ernie, Freddy, obviously Tina, they're still alive. But Bert makes a call to the army, lets them know where they're located and what they've opened up. And what does this guy do? This I don't know, general or whatever his command is. He just sends the coordinates to that guy that we were just talking about earlier who died of AIDS at age 24 in real life. And he shoots a missile, you know, at this location. And I like that aspect because that's what I feel would really happen.
That's what scared me too.
100%. I feel like that would happen, bro.
When I was little, that's why it scared me because I thought that was real. I thought it was really happening. They bombed this town that I never heard of before with zombies. Yep. That's why I thought would happen too.
I don't know why they said that this was in Kentucky, bro. This shit looked like Detroit.
Right. Right. It do look like Detroit. Yeah, it do look like Detroit for real. Yeah, it looks like Detroit. Like that whole silo, that warehouse, that graveyard.
It looked like where they filmed RoboCop, bro.
Yeah, they do. And that's right down where I grew up from and shit. I was like, this look like Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking the same shit when I was growing up. Like, this California, okay. This shit look a lot like Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, LA does have a lot of rivers and like not rivers, I'm sorry, but like dried up rivers and like a lot of concrete in the city and stuff like that, and bridges and stuff like that that are kind of like like there's businesses around it that are abandoned. Like the warehouses, they're all abandoned. So it looks like it could be any cityscape. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I mean, either way, the setting is very, very cool. So before the missile is launched, I'm sorry, are you gonna say something?
I might have changed my battery. Yeah, I might have changed my battery. Keep going.
Go ahead. So before the missile is launched, Tina and Ernie barricade themselves in an attic, which you don't want to do. If you guys are in any horror movie, any zombie movie, you don't do that. You definitely don't do that. And they do that. And that's when he says exactly what Q just said. You know, I could smell your brains, Tina. I could smell your brains. And, you know, everyone's kind of panicking. They cut back and forth to Spider and his group of people. I forget who's still alive. It's Spider. I think it might just be Spider and Bert. And then you got Tina and Ernie. Spider, Bert, Tina and Ernie. Yeah, because at this point everyone's just dead. And then you hear the missile. And that is, like, going back to what you said, that is the fucking scariest part. You hear the missile, and then it's like just time stops. Hawk was still alive too?
Stops,
Who's Hawk? Which one's Hawk?
I don't know.
Mr. Cool says Hawk was still alive.
I don't know who Hawk is.
Who the fuck is Hawk? Bro, there's no character named Hawk in here. Sorry, I'm answering the question in the chat.
I'm curious too. Like who is Hawk?
No, just for the audio listeners. The one with the tan suit. No, that was Scuzz. Scuzz got his. That's the guy that got. Hold on. Hawk is alive too, and another punk girl. The one with the tan suit. Oh, was she the one that was the nerd was trying to get with her? I forgot about her. Oh, he says he means Chuck. Which one was Chuck?
Oh,
was that the nerd? Remember we were just talking about he looks kind of like a new wave, like Devo nerd.
Yeah, like he got kicked out of Chapman Under Sea Dance. That guy with the blue blazer. Yeah.
Did he survive? How did he die? I forgot.
I don't know. Him. Did he die? Yeah, like I don't even know.
We don't even know.
I just watched it too. Yeah,
he was the hipster. Yeah, but the hipster. Scuzz had the trench coat. Either way, I'm getting thrown off. But so we hear the missile, and then it's like everything freeze frames, you know, and then Freddy breaks through the addict, and he's like, Tina, and then it just blows up everything. And I thought that was the coolest shot because they show this suburban town or whatever from afar, from like a mile away, and then you just see like almost like an atomic bomb cloud, and then it just like knocks the roof paneling off of everything. I love that. Oh, Mr. Cool,
like you said, time stopped. Yeah,
time stopped. Yeah. Mr. Cool saying Casey was the girl with the blue hair. She was alive too. Was she? Oh, she was. But I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, because she had her blue hair like this at first, right? I guess it got.
Oh, I think she was hiding. I think she was hiding with that guy, the hipster guy.
Yeah.
But I don't remember where they were hiding.
I guess she did live. It seemed like everybody was dead, but like I guess only a couple people got ate by zombies.
Once again, everybody was kind of like broken off into their groups and stuff like that, which is kind of cool, but it's a lot to focus on. Jewel and Chuck were okay. But yeah, and that pretty much wraps up what the government wanted to. They were locating this trioxin, and they just wanted to get rid of it. They just wanted to make. They just wanted to not. They wanted to make destroy it. Make sure that the public did not know shit about it, and then they ended up blaming it on. What did they end up blaming it on? I forgot. Because then it cuts back to the theme song. It's like dun 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 dun, and they're like, "Yes, sir. We yes, Mr. President. We got it under control. Only 300 people dead. We got everything. We're just gonna blame it on acid rain."
I remember that. Yeah. And it was all good. I don't know who to end up blaming it on. I just think that was business as usual, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those things that really makes you think, because I think they would do some shit like this.
Yeah,
the government.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. Like I know you ain't seen Oppenheimer yet though, but that was the whole thing about that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was so nerdy about his bomb, and you know what I'm saying, and thing. But like low key, you just invented something that can kill everybody in on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I thought that was deep, and you know what I'm saying. Even though this was a threat, you know what I'm saying, you wiped out a fucking whole town to prove the point that we can get rid of it. That kind of scared me as a kid. I'm like 9 years old, but I understood that. Like, yo, they can just take us out. You know what I'm saying? If they want to, you know what I'm saying? If something go left without dealing with the whole problem, they can just take us out like right here and there.
And they know people will forget about it. People will forget about it in a week. You know? And Braxton, thank you for the correction. He says it wasn't 300 dead, it was 4,000 fatalities. God damn.
Damn. Brandon's the only boy. He know his living dead.
Braxton,
you need to be in.
And he said, and it did was create more undead, because what is it? What does it cut to? The cemetery with the acid rain again, and the same fucking skeleton popping up saying, "Do you want to pop?"
Yeah, it's almost it's the same shot too that they used in the beginning. It's the exact same shot. You know what I'm saying? They just use it again, but like it works though. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You could tell they was cutting corners of this budget to make this movie and shit. I don't think they knew what they were gonna come out with. They thought they was gonna come out with like maybe a bomb. They didn't know. They had the Living Dead name. They was gonna try to make something, but I don't think they had no idea how to make something. But they ended up coming up with something truly special with the punk rock scene. From 84 to 85, right there was the perfect time to hit you with the punk rock and the zombies. With the comedy aspect of it, with the heavy horror influence. That's why I think Return of the Living Dead stands the testament of time of one of the best zombie films ever created of all time.
Yeah,
I got it.
I got you. And a lot of people will think that you're kind of like overhyping it a bit. It's really not. Like when you look at it as a whole, it did a lot for the horror and zombie genre. It really did.
Yeah.
A lot of people try to replicate. The brains. A lot of people try to replicate. I want to say the style, like as far as what they looked.
They look
adding
like
music or comedy. Stuff like that. Like the soundtrack was great. The soundtrack was really good too.
It's amazing. Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like the score and the soundtrack is amazing on this film. And what they did, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, what the zombie looked like, Tarman just changed the game. Like, oh shit, we didn't think zombies can look like that. We think of things coming out of the ground and grave, and you know what I'm saying? Thriller. We don't think of wet, toxic zombie monsters and shit like that. That shit is nightmare fuel and shit. Tarman is nightmare fuel. So yes, thank that for, you know what I'm saying, pushing the genre forward in that aspect. And you can have fun, you know what I'm saying, with your horror movies too. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. Horror comedies. We're talking about 85. This is for Evil Dead 2. So, you know what I'm saying? This is for House, all those. So, like, this is really, you know what I'm saying, making a genre.
Yeah, I still got to watch that.
Yeah. Return of Living Dead is like really creating a horror comedy genre, if you think about it, right? Well, what's before that? What's before Return of Living Dead? It's horror comedy.
I don't remember much before that, man. Unless it was like so low budget that I didn't know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless we're talking like Elvis and Costello, Wolfman meets Frankenstein shit. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it haven't been done, and then we still look at that movie as a horror movie. Yeah. We still look at Return of the Living Dead as a horror movie because that's what it is. It's a horror movie, but it's lighter. You know what I'm saying? It is a little bit lighter, but not really because the horror elements are still there.
Right.
One last point I want to say, you know what I'm saying? Like I like Ghostbusters a lot, but you ever watch Ghostbusters? You notice that the actual ghosts in the movie aren't funny at all. Like even Slimer is not even funny, like an original one. Like it's like weird and creepy, and everything around that is scary as hell. You know what I'm saying? You got the middle guys in here to keep it rational. You know what I'm saying? Ray, Egon, Peter. You know what I'm saying? To keep, you know what I'm saying, to keep the audience up to perspective. You know what I'm saying? But everything going on around them, it's not scary. Same here as Return of the Living Dead. Everything going around them is scary as hell. Even send more paramedics is a tight knot, but pretty much Tarman is terrifying. He's figuring out ways to eat your brains very, very quickly. So I just wanted to say that.
One zombie we didn't touch on, and you let me know if it's funny. The little person zombie.
No. When I was small, I didn't know that was a little person zombie. I thought it was a person with his legs cut off. So I didn't know, like, what the fuck is really legs cut off? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid now. I look at it. I was like, yeah.
I mean, it could have been a guy. I didn't look into it more. I'm just guessing as a little person thought. But when I first saw that, I fucking laughed because his reaction.
Yeah, like, when I was little, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at me 9 years old. Yeah,
he's eating like an arm. Like, he's like, and then he's like.
I'm thinking like, yo, this motherfucker legs is really cut off. You know what I'm saying? Then I got older, like, okay, he's moving a little bit too quick. He was like up on it and shit. That motherfucker was he was quick as hell, you know what I'm saying, getting to it. You know what I'm saying?
That was a leprechaun leprechaun zombie.
Leprechaun in the hood. Yeah, it's hilarious now. It's absolutely hilarious. And it fits with the film 100%. Yeah.
So that is the Return of the Living Dead 1985, guys. 5 out of 5 for me. I'm guessing it's a 5 out of 5 for you.
Yeah, it's 5. Easy. It's one of the best. Yeah, it's one of the best zombie movies ever, and one of the most funnest.
Oh yeah.
I got it hanging up in my living room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is the point in the podcast where I ask you, what do you think the budget for this movie was in 1985? What do you think this movie's budget was?
I'm gonna give $12 million.
You're always so generous with these damn movies. $4 million.
4 million. Damn.
4 million.
I thought 12. Okay. 4. Okay. That's damn. You gotta pay all the actors, all the effects. Cemetery for $4 million now.
Everyone in the chat, Angel of Redemption is saying probably $50K. Mr. Cool was saying $1 million. No, it was $4 million, guys. So let me ask you guys, don't Google, guys. Do not Google it. What do you think that this movie made? What do you think the Return made in theaters? Domestically, by the way. Domestically.
We're talking about $5 million?
Off a $4 million budget. How much do you think it made?
I don't even know if this one was like successful out of the gate of that one too. So I don't know if it was a cult classic. I'm gonna say over that. I'm gonna go $10 million. I'm gonna go $10 million. Okay. In the red. I mean, and not in the red, but profit.
Yeah. So domestically, we're talking about, because people are asking. Yes, domestically. So we got a couple guesses in the chat. You said 10. Robert also said 10 million in the chat. Mr. Cool said 7. Angel of Redemption said 150 mil. This is not a fucking DC movie, all right, bro?
Oh, that's got to be like Barbie or some shit like that.
Braxton is saying less. Braxton is saying less than 4 or 2 million. Mr. Cool is saying 7 mil worldwide. Okay, so domestically, this took home $14.2 million. Wow, that's a dub. That's domestically too.
And that's just domestic.
That's before rentals and VHS and all that shit too. So
damn,
that's
14 million they took you to the crib. Yeah. Hell yeah, that's good. That's fucking excellent. Yeah, for that time.
So The Return of the Living Dead was a critical and moderate box office success, grossing $14.2 million domestically on a budget of about $4 million. It currently holds a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes review aggregator.
91%.
91 on a horror film in the 80s. Man. That is hard 85. To do. That's
early 80s too. That's like early 80s too. Like 85 when you say it, right?
Yeah, I feel like the only
a great movie.
Yeah, I feel like the only movies I would get like a 90 is like maybe Texas Chainsaw or like some Steven like Poltergeist or something like people that are getting in the 90s. Yeah, people that are in the 90s are getting like Steven Spielberg or you know what I mean?
I bet this movie's rate higher than Poltergeist on Rotten Tomatoes. They came out both in the 80s. I think 82 Poltergeist came out.
I'm going to guess before I Google it. I'm going to guess Poltergeist got like 83%. Let's see.
And then what this one have? 91?
This had a 91%. So 91. What do you think? What do you think Poltergeist from 1982 got? Because that's a good movie. We both like that.
90. Movie. At least 90. Right?
90?
Yeah.
So I was wrong. I said 82, I think. It got 88.
Okay.
88. So you're closer, yeah. But That's a pretty good
but
score.
this movie got higher though. Like
this movie did get higher. So let me ask you. Here we go. Here we go. Choose one or sip. So Poltergeist 1982 or The Return of the Living Dead 1985.
Fuck.
I ain't got no beer left, so I got to choose.
Damn, man. Poltergeist or Return of the Living Dead. Man. I got sip. I ain't got no sip left though.
You want me to choose? You got it.
I'm sipping.
Oh, you're sipping? Okay. For me, it's gonna be Poltergeist. I think Poltergeist is the better movie. Oh,
yeah,
you taking
I
off?
hear you.
Okay.
No, I ain't taking off. Keep going.
For me, I think Poltergeist is the better quality movie, just overall. But that's not to say that The Return of the Living Dead is not a quality movie. It's just different, you know. It's a more fun. I would say Return of the Living Dead is more fun than Poltergeist. Poltergeist is definitely more serious, but it's like, I mean, we're talking about Spielberg and Hooper, dog. Like, come on. So,
you
know, like
Poltergeist is definitely the better movie.
Yeah.
Than Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, for sure. Well, 100% for sure. But Return of the Living Dead is just so fun too at the same time. And the soundtrack, but the sound, yeah. Poltergeist is the better film. I wouldn't have to drink to that. Yeah, Poltergeist is a better film, but Return of the Living Dead is so freaking fun.
Damn, Braxton in the chat is saying he likes Poltergeist 3. Have you seen Poltergeist 3?
Yeah.
I've only seen 1 and 2. I've only seen 1 and 2.
Yeah. Poltergeist 3 is weird with the they're in this high rise and shit. Yeah.
That's the one where the girl actually died in the movie, right? Like, I mean, she died in real life.
I don't know. Yeah.
Wow. That movie is cursed, bro.
Yeah. Poltergeist is cursed in the mud. Yeah. Yeah. Because you had a couple of people die on Poltergeist. You had Heather O'Rourke died, from stomach problems. You know what I'm saying? Something was wrong with her intestines. And then you had the first girl in the first Poltergeist, who was the older daughter. She got choked out by her boyfriend.
Yeah, but that wasn't until late. That wasn't until later, though, right?
Well, it was right after the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Or after the first movie?
Before it released. Yeah, the first movie. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like one of the sequels.
It was during it. No, it was like right.
No, because she's in the sequels.
The movie came out. No, she wasn't in the sequel. She was only in the first.
Are you sure?
One. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, okay, it was the older daughter. She got choked out by her boyfriend in the first movie, bro.
Yeah, I heard about that. She had an abusive boyfriend. He ended up killing her. Oh, you're right. She's not in this movie.
Yeah.
Fuck.
She never made it to a sequel. Yeah.
Wait, so how old was she in the first movie? Because how the fuck does she have an abusive boyfriend? Her name was Dominic.
She had to be like in real life, she had to be like 18 or some shit like that.
Oh, so she was young, bro?
Yeah, she was young. Yep. Her, Heather O'Rourke, the Indian from part 2, fucking Reverend Cain. They're all done. But Reverend Cain was sick when he did it. He was like dying of cancer. He knew that was gonna be his last role.
Was that the guy with the big teeth?
Reverend Cain? Yeah, he was the old guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Crazy looking.
Yeah. Scary as fuck. Righteous Gemstones, like they need him.
Righteous Gemstones.
They need Reverend Cain or Righteous Gemstones. That motherfucker is terrifying. Baby Billy, Bobby Bunkers, you know what I'm
saying? Oh yeah, I love Baby. What's his name again? Baby
Billy.
Baby Billy. Yeah. No, he's my favorite kid. Dude, Walter Goggins, bro. Hey, no one talks about that guy. That guy is such a good actor, bro.
Oh, he's so good. He's good. Come on now, I'm your daddy. Now you ain't my daddy. Come on now, yeah, I'm your daddy. He just trips me out, bro. He's so good. But yeah, Poltergeist is that film had a lot of weirdness going on with it. Yeah.
I'm reading it right now, man. Oh man, so 82 she died. Wait a minute, she died the same year this movie came out?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah.
What the fuck?
She got strangled out before the movie came out.
Oh my, because I heard about that, but I didn't know it was like, I didn't know the year, the timeline. Oh, she was 23 when she was murdered. Robert's saying in the chat. God,
she got choked out, huh? Yeah.
This is, man.
She got choked
Sometimes
out,
when you read, movie trivia or movie lore, like it's really scary, dude. Like in real life, and especially in the 80s, when if you got murdered in the 80s, nobody's finding your body. Like there's no forensics, there's none of that shit. You know.
That's why the Jeffrey Dahmer thing went on for so long, because it just wasn't. It just wasn't cell phone towers like that. It wasn't pictures. It wasn't forensics like that. So he can just like eat a whole smorgasbord of people. You know what I'm saying? And then like nobody would know what's going on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stink over here, but like, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So that's it, man. The Return of the Living Dead. Excuse me. And we gave it 5 out of 5. We think it's a classic horror movie. I would recommend it to anybody that really wants to dive. I think I really would recommend this to anybody that wants to get into the fun side of the zombie horror franchise. If they want to kind of know the roots and stuff, go Night of or Dawn. But if you want to have fun, like if you're someone that's into comedy movies, you don't know shit about horror, I would say start off with Return, man. Have a fun time with it first. Yeah.
It's party time. Yeah. You'll have fun.
It's a good one. It's a good one. So that being said, let us know if you guys have any questions for us in the chat. We'll be here for a couple of more minutes, but we're already at the 2-hour mark, man. This is a good podcast.
Oh, for real? Damn, I didn't know it was 2 hours.
Yes, bro. That shit flew by. On a Friday night, doing it right with some Return of the Living Dead.
I think we're gonna be creeping y'all out all this pumpkin season, hopefully.
Yeah, we gotta. And what would you guys like to see next? Because I forgot to mention that there was a poll that we did. I think let me see if I still have that poll up, because I forget the movies that I chose that you guys had recommended in the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, live. They choose this video. They
chose this. Yeah, you guys chose for us to review this movie, but it was up against some heavy hitters, I will say. So let me go to this poll, because I totally forgot. Okay. Demons. So this movie with over 600 votes, by the way. It was going up. Yeah, it was going up against Pumpkinhead from 1988, which holds a special place in my heart. That was one of my dad showed me Pumpkinhead when I was like 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old. Oh, that shit was fucking scary.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead's the shit.
Yeah, I remember you told me you had like a toy, right? Like a action figure?
Yeah, I got it up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, my battery died.
Oh, you're good, man. So they went up against Pumpkinhead, Night of the Demons from 1988, and Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake. So got some heavy hitters, but this one got 44% and Pumpkinhead got 30%. It was pretty close, but this one was a blowout.
Yeah. I see why. You know what I'm saying? It's a
good one.
It is the literal cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Return of the Living Dead. That's the shit.
I want to see Pumpkinhead now.
Pumpkinhead?
Pumpkinhead is good, bro. And even Pumpkinhead 2 is pretty good, too. Braxton is saying I only watched the first Pumpkinhead. Well, if we do a review for it, which we probably will, we'll probably review the first Pumpkinhead. I mean, I'm down to watch the sequels. I want to say there's like 3 or 4 sequels now for Pumpkinhead, but I could totally be wrong about that. I want to say that they try to revitalize the franchise and whatnot. I mean, okay, I'm looking at it right now. So Pumpkinhead 1988 is the first one. Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings 1994. I mean, we know how we feel about 90s horror. 90s horror is not the best, but you got a couple gems in there like Candyman, Child's Play 2. You know, even I would even say Child's Play 3. That was my joint.
Well, Child's Play 3 is good. Yeah, I agree.
That was 90s. Scream, obviously, you know, Scream and all that. So they waited all the way till 2006 to create another Pumpkinhead called Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes. Did you ever see that?
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
That must have been a Sci-Fi exclusive. Sci-Fi Channel exclusive.
I think it actually was. Well,
I'm just guessing. And then in 2007, the next year, Pumpkinhead 4 Blood Feud. So
damn, I know I ain't heard of that one.
Yeah, and I
Pumpkinhead 4.
Yeah, I don't know if all of them star Lance Henriksen. What's his name? Lance Henriksen.
Henriksen, yeah.
That motherfucker was in everything. I will say that.
Yeah,
he was in everything, bro. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts is in every low budget fucking movie ever, bro. And the only reason I'm saying that is because
Eric Roberts,
because I just saw The Expendables, and he plays the villain, and he plays the worst villain I've ever seen in my life, bro. he's bad, bro. I don't know. I don't like him.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He should have not done acting. I don't know. He should have left it to Julia Roberts.
To Julia Roberts, yeah, that's his brother, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm saying he should have just left that. He should have just stayed on the sideline, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm back.
Oh, Robert in the chat is saying I met Lance Henriksen too. Did you ask him about Pumpkinhead? Oh, you want to know a crazy story? Laura, my fiance, she just met Jamie Foxx yesterday.
Oh, really? Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx was at a she works at a high school, and he popped up because I guess he has a niece that is in I forget what sport she played. I think it's basketball, but he was doing his rounds, like he was going to all the games that she was at, so which is all local, like to me it's all local. And she saw him, and she asked for a picture from him, and I text her, I go tell him that my favorite movie from him is Booty Call. And then she told him, and he's like, oh, thank you. Bro, Booty Call is my shit. No one talks about that movie ever, bro. That shit is funny. You see Booty Call, right?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. That shit is so funny, bro. That's
hilarious.
That's early Jamie Foxx. That's like 1990. Is that 96 or 95 or something like that?
That was early.
Let me see. Booty
Well, that's
Call.
crazy that she met Jamie Foxx and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, all he been going through,
Oh, that's 97. My bad. Yeah, everybody thinks they cloned Tyrone, bro. They really think that Jamie Foxx is a clone. My brother was telling me, hey, look for the tattoo on the back of his head. I heard he doesn't have it anymore. I'm like, stop with this conspiracy shit. God, stop it.
Yeah. It's Jamie Foxx. That's tight though. She made Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I'm glad he made it through that.
He looks good because I heard he got really sick from when he was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's the Return of the Living Dead, man.
Mm-mm.
There it is. Do you
Tina? Tina. He was annoying as fuck.
People said someone said we should do Fright Night. Well, I just watched Fright Night. I did a reaction last year, I believe.
Yeah, I got some Fright Night content up on my channel.
You got Fright Night content too, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I got a whole hood breakdown, and then I got a whole versus Fright Night versus Lost Boys.
That's what it was. Like you did a live stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't be opposed to rewatching that again. That was actually a pretty good movie. I liked it. I don't necessarily like vampire movies, like me personally, unless it's like Blade or something like, like something like that. But I wouldn't be opposed to watching that. I liked it. It had a pretty cool ending too, and the prosthetics and the practical effects were really good, I thought.
Oh yeah, Fright Night is cold. Yeah, I own that one on 4K. Yeah.
Oh, okay, hell yeah. All right, cool. So we're gonna head out, guys. That's it. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Why Won't You Die Podcast. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, anywhere you guys get your streaming platforms from. Please, if you guys can, if you guys did appreciate and love our review, reaction, whatever we talked about in this podcast for Return of the Living Dead, give us 5 stars. Write a review. It really does help. If you guys are checking this out on YouTube, make sure to hit that big thumbs up. Consider subscribing today. We go live with these. Are we going to start doing more lives? Because I feel like these are the more fun with the crowd.
Yeah, I'm fun with this. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm drinking, you know what I'm saying? Then we can get to our medium. Like, do we choose this or do we drink? I like to drink. So,
That's cool.
we can go that way.
Oh, are you gonna have me with the beer on deck then every time, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got you on deck, son.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Very, very cool. All right. So I'm David for Flix Talk, and this is.
Q Reviews. Holla at your boy.
Oh, you got to give your catchphrase.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't just stare at it. You eat it. Peace.
You eat those brains, Tina.
Brains, Tina, brains.
All right, guys, we're gone. Peace. And we are.